Alright, now you're probably wondering how I managed to fail to get a handstand in 554 days. That's 1 year, 6 months, and 5 years of practice, knowledge, and time that should have reflected in my handstands, but somehow didn't. I can easily say I'm just as bad at handstands on day 1 as I am on day 554. So where did I go wrong? Normally, in one of my videos where I actually succeed at something, I have a will I be able to improve in 30 days, see the results, or something like that. But for this, we already know that I happen to fail. So it turned into more one of those like take a picture of yourself every day for like a year, but with handstands. Or like a progress video, but there's absolutely no progression. But for this video, I'm going to try my best to discover why I failed so badly, even though I don't think I'll find the answer at the end of this, since if I knew why, I wouldn't be making this failure video right now. Alrighty, so I'm just going to knock everything out that is obviously wrong with my handstand so we can get into the context of this video. People who can do handstands form is like a chiseled marble Greek statue. Everything stacked perfectly. It looks wonderful. Mine, I look like a limp noodle, like a banana. I'm falling everywhere. I'm not sure if it's because of my wickedly bad posture, but my back never seems to straighten. Even near the end of these videos, it never does. I either go way too far forwards or not far enough. I also have no fear of falling on my back, which is like, I didn't think was a big deal at first until everyone who tried doing a handstand with me was terrified of flipping over and falling on their back. So I'm thinking like maybe if I was more scared of falling, I'd fight more to stay up because I keep flipping over and that just isn't helping. Alright, so let's go back to the very beginning. Wow, I was still in high school during this time and camera dad is filming me. That's why the screen is shaking like mad. This is back when young Bronwyn had hopes and dreams of getting a handstand someday. Who knew that her dreams would be horribly crushed? But this has lasted so long that I went from high school to university during this time. It's obvious for the first month I had absolutely no technique. I still don't think I have any technique at the end of this video anyway, but I was just kicking my legs up hoping they'll stay. So let's keep going down the timeline. I didn't film every day, but I filmed almost every day. About 2 months in, this is when I realized, wow, I really suck at this and I'm not improving at all. So I started trying little handstand workout routines, you know, leaning against the wall or walking up and down the wall upside down, staying in a handstand against the wall for as long as I possibly could, just stuff like that, trying to get upside down and like building my shoulder and arm strength. Tried this for a good month and realized it wasn't doing anything either. Just so you know, I trained outside of these videos. These handstands in my backyard were just to see if I was improving my handstand or to see how I could improve. Then I tried doing the 100 push-ups a day, every day for 30 days challenge, as well as the running every day for 30 days challenge as a way to improve my physical fitness, since I thought that that might be the issue. Since my back isn't straight, I'm thinking that it might be my core strength that's lacking. Or like my endurance because I'm not able to stay up there long enough. So I thought maybe it's my shoulders, core, endurance, any of that just wasn't strong enough to keep me up there. I consider myself to be a pretty athletic person. I've done a wide variety of sports all my life and I've had to stop recently because of COVID, but I'm trying to still stay in shape for when I can do it again. I've lost so much muscle over the past 2 years because of quarantine, so hopefully I can get that back for when I want to get into it again. But the thing is, most of the sports I've done have all been lower body sports. Like I've played hockey, soccer, cross country, like all of those things are lower body. Even like track and field, I did hurdles and long jump. That's lower body. It's always lower body. I think the only 2 sports that I did was like the brief time I did rock climbing and I did Nordic skiing, which is like kind of upper body, though I mainly focused on just lower body. So these things haven't really helped me with my upper body strength or even like preparing me to be able to hold myself upside down. So I realized that it's probably my upper body strength that's the issue here. I mean, my arms look like absolute toothpicks in this video, so it's probably what it is. There's a large emphasis on pushing your strength through your fingers into your hand and then like locking your shoulders through the strength in your arms. But the only way to do that was practice. So I practiced more and a lot more. Eventually the practice died out and it was just me going into the backyard every day to see if anything changed, even though I know it wasn't. I eventually just took a break for a while. It helped me keep going because I thought it was a lost cause, which it was in the end anyway. But during that time that I took a break, I just read a bunch of articles, watched YouTube videos, pretty much anything that could help me figure this out. The thing is, I didn't want to just jump back into doing handstands in the backyard again when there was just no results and nothing was changing. So I just dedicated myself to researching and finding out what the problem could be here. So I found out there is so many problems that could be happening. I have to remember to push through my fingers, lock my abs, stay rigid, strengthening my wrists, legs straight, flexing my butt, push through my shoulders, like all of these things that you just have to remember. So I ended up like trying again, but only staying inside and just practicing against a wall and trying to remember all of these things at once while staying up as long as I could, and hoping that that would be enough to like set into my mind, as well as practicing my strengths, that I would be able to do it outside without the wall. Unsurprisingly, this once again didn't work, and I was back at square one again. But the days kept going on, and the afternoons I spent doing handstands in the backyard were becoming farther and fewer between. You can see that the leaves have started to change in the background, and that it'll soon be winter, but that's the one thing that I love about this video, is the seasons changing in the background. I spent so much time on this challenge that it was really, really hard to give up. Before making this video, I had decided to delete all the handstand videos off my phone since they were just wasted space now, and I was getting notifications from General every 30 seconds that my phone storage was full, but I decided to keep them and just finish off this challenge properly since it meant so much to me. Alrighty, so this is at the point in the storyline where it's the middle of winter and it started to suck having wet clothes from going outside and doing handstands in the snow, so I decided to take a break. I was also very discouraged at this point. I did the odd handstand here and there, but I mainly was just doing research on how to do one properly. This break then turned from winter to spring to summer and then finally fall once again, and fall means back to school season. But this time I was actually going to university. The year before, it was all online, so I spent my first full year of university doing online school. Since I had less and less time on my hands, I decided to end this handstand challenge once and for all. I decided that there needed to be a final end goal, and if I couldn't get a handstand in 30 days with training every day, then I'll quit. Spoiler alert, I didn't. And I'm pretty sure the universe decided it was time to quit too, because I ended up smashing my leg on my school desk really hard in my room, if you can see it there. It was really close to my legs, but there weren't many spaces quietly to do it in a student residence where, you know, people are trying to study and not listen to me break my back doing handstands at 4 a.m. Anyway, that was only day 20, so I decided to keep trying. I went to the yoga studio, but the ceiling was so short. Like, how are you supposed to use the yoga studio? When I stretched my hands, they went through the ceiling. So how am I supposed to use that? Especially doing handstands. I thought I broke the ceiling. You'll see soon. But yeah, that was traumatic. Oh, shoot. Did I crack that? I hope I didn't actually do this. I wouldn't crack the ceiling. Can you see that? Oh shoot. Okay, I have to make sure I didn't actually crack that. I replayed back the footage and apparently I didn't crack it. I just popped up the one behind it. That one was already cracked. So we're good. A few minutes later, I ended up smashing my knee on the floor. It doesn't even look that hard, but I don't know, maybe it's because it's the hardwood, but it made a severely colorful bruise. It didn't hurt too bad, but I took this as a sign to just stop already. So this is the end of my very, very, very long handstand journey. Thank you for making it this far. Honestly, if I were ever trying to get a handstand again, I would want professional help or advice from someone who has mastered the handstand before and then maybe learn from them. But as it is right now, I've tried pretty much everything I can and I don't know what's wrong. So we're just going to leave it at this. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!